Hello guys, welcome to my channel again. My name is Rosh. Welcome to Power BI with Rosh. This is the part 2 of tutorial on how to create a date figure in Power BI. First of all, thank you for watching my first video. I'm very happy. I'm getting a very good number of views. Earned 7 subscribers on my first video. This is very good, right? I mean, first video you barely get 10 or 20 views. Like I'm getting 138, so I'm happy about that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, just keep motivating me so I'll make more videos in the future. I've got few cool videos coming up, cool tutorials coming up. You may want to watch. It's based on mQuery and DAX and stuff like that. Like pretty much all Power BI stuff. Okay, so if you want to please follow me. If you want to learn those things, follow me, subscribe to my channel, leave comments, give me ideas on what videos to make and stuff like that. All right, so thank you very much. And yes, it's Christmas, so Merry Christmas. Hope you had a very good night, enjoyed your Christmas with your family, and yeah, enjoy the holidays. So let's start the part 2 of this video. So in part 1, what we did was, if you haven't watched part 1, please do watch the part 1. I recommend you to watch the part 1 before watching this video, because it will make sense and it's much easier if you see the part 1. So please do that. Okay, anyway, what we did in part 1 was basically we created a date picker. So if we pick a date like January 1st and January 2, the table, the visual gets filtered for that particular date. Yeah, so which is something we don't have in Power BI, and this is what we have to do custom manually, like using tricks that I showed you in the part 1 of this tutorial, right? So but the problem with this one was like if we look at the data set, there is no data for 3rd of January or 4th or 6th or 9th or 10th, right? So when we select those dates for which we don't have any data, it still shows the earliest date, the top one earliest date that we did, right? So if you select 4, it's still showing 2 because there's no data for 3rd of January or 4th of January. So we need to fix that, because we don't want our users to select 4th of January and see there are 2 datas there, and that might mislead our users, you know, and we don't want that when we are building a report. Make sure that a right message is received by our users. Okay, so let's do that. What we want is when you select 4th, it should display no data. Okay, it shouldn't display 2nd of January. That's misleading. We need, if you select 3rd, we want no data to be shown. Okay, so let's do that. So what we need to do for that one is, as I've said, my data set contains all the incidents for the year 2022, from January 1st to 31st of December 2022, and there are some missing dates. So what we want is, we want to create a date table that will contain each and every date for the year 2022. So how do we do that? If you are familiar with DAX calculated, you might have used, if you are a beginner, like you might have used calculated column, and you have done some manual calculation like a custom column. You might have created those, but in this tutorial, what we're going to do, we're going to create a custom table, calculated table, which we can do with DAX, right? So what we want to do is we can create a date table. So I'll just name it a date table. And if you have never used DAX and you're not comfortable with DAX, this should be a little bit confusing, but trust me, it's nothing much. It's just one function I'm using, and yeah, so I'll try to make it as simple as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a date table, and what function we're going to use is we're going to create we're going to use a calendar function. So calendar. So what calendar function basically does is creates a calendar for the selected dates. The 2 parameters are start date and end date, which is not showing here. I don't know why. So what we're going to send is, what parameter it takes is 2 dates. So start date and end date. So our data set is from 2020 for 2022, the year. So what we want is, we want created 2022 January 1, right? So that's first date. So this is how we can send date, and yeah, we can see it now. Now the next parameter is end date. So go to dates 2022 31, and doing this, what we get is each and every date for the year 2022. There you go. As you can see, I'm gonna change that to date. There you go. 1st January. If I select descending, yep, 31st December. Works pretty well. There's another thing we can do, like instead of manually putting these dates, what I mostly do on my reporting is I just select the dates from the data set, the minimum dates. So you can do like minimum of incident, which is our data sets, and we take the minimum of the date of incident column until the maximum of date of incident column. All right, so even if we didn't have, like for 2022, we say we had data for 2021, like from July till 2022 July, so we, like, instead of going through like all the things and stuff, just this is much easier. Minimum of the incident date and maximum incident date, so that would automatically fill up the start and end date and create our table, right? So there you go. If I go descending, there you go, from December to January, right? So this is our table. Now what we want to do is we want to create a relationship between the table. Again, if you're not familiar, if you're not comfortable with this, this is a data modeling part of Power BI. So this is our report view, this is our data set view, this is our data modeling view. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drag this and create a relationship between these two data sets, date table and incident. That will allow us creates one-to-many relationship. So one date here and many dates here. So as we know in our data set, like we have 4 of January. So yep, so many of those and one of those. So this must be this is a unique key date table, all right, which contains date keys. Okay. So what we're gonna do next is instead of selecting the incident date, we're gonna select date from the date table we created. So this is here. So we're gonna drag and drop there, and there you go. 31st of January. It works the same way, but this time when we select, like I know that there's no data for 3rd of January, but when we select 3rd of January, still saying 2nd, so which is because the earliest date of incidents, again the filter we used in our first part is still the date of incident, so we don't clear that. What we want instead is drag this date here from the date table we created, add it to the filter, and again top N 1, top 1%, and select the date, apply filter. There you go. When we select the 3rd of January, there's nothing, brother. When you select 4th, nothing. If you have 2, there is something. If you have 1, there is something. So this is how you fix your date picker table. So yeah, this is not misleading at all. This is what your user wants, right? You want to see the null value. You don't want to show any data if there is none, right? So make sure your message is well received by your users. And yeah, this is the second part of this video. If you are confused about what I did with the calculated table, the mean, max, start, and everything with the DAX, as well as, sorry about that, the relationship, data modeling and stuff, I can create a tutorial video. I will create a tutorial video, don't worry. But yeah, make sure subscribe to my channel. I'll be creating more videos. This is just one that I thought of when I was working, and I was like, I should create this video because most people want to watch this video. And as a response, yeah, most people watch my video, like 20 views per day. So like, yeah, 138 in 7 days, so almost 20 views on date. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I hope this one helped. This creating a date table helps in so many ways. Like there's so many ways you can utilize this. Like we can create add calculated columns and create a month name. Like I can quickly show you. Like to create a column on top of that. So go month and go month. So what's the month of the date here? Date. Wait. So the date column, what is the month number? There you go, it's a 12. And if I go sorting, yeah, there's a January to February. You can create a start of the week and create a whole date dimension table. And I like working with date dimension table. I mostly create a date dimension table in mQuery. That's how I prefer. I love mQuery, which is the backend programming language, if you don't know. Sorry, not programming language, a backend functional, I think, functional language for Power BI. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Yeah, please like, subscribe and share my videos. I'll see you next time. I'll come up with something cool to do in Power BI. So until then, thank you for watching this video. I'm signing off.